he appointed this lady, Engineer Joselynne Rwakakooko, has been appointed acting managing director of Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, replacing Paul Mwesigwa. Rwakakooko has been serving as UEDCL Chief Commercial and Operation. We need to read it there. And Operations Officer. This is Rwakakooko has been appointed. Now, I should say this. I am a Munyankole, 100% born in Bushenyi. Both my parents are Banyankole. So don't be like, hey, Mordecai, Baganda. I'm not a Buganda. So what I'm going to say here is me against a very, very bad virus of nepotism and sectarianism and favoritism, okay? So Rwakakooko is replacing Mwesigwa. I won't be surprised if the deputy of Rwakakooko, though she's in the acting position, is Morisa. And the secretary in that office is Byaruhanga, and Byarugaba is the one who actually, who happens to book appointments and stuff like that. It is sad.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed, broadcasting to you from these United States of the America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me and at whatever time you might enjoy this broadcast. My name is Mordecai Murisa, and you're welcome to Mordecai Murisa Live. Exactly. I hope you're having a wonderful time, lady or gentleman, and I'm super glad that you're part of this community, the Mordecai Murisa Live community. Ready to go? Let's do this. You can simply tell that I do really enjoy what I do here, and that's a good thing. Don't you like it when your host is enjoying what they do? And that's what you see on my face. The personification of enjoyment. Enjoyment. I continue to appreciate you all who have subscribed, who engage in the comment section, who share these videos to people out there. Asante sana. Listen to that beat. Listen to that beat, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be talking about one of Museveni's talking points. Oh, nepotism. This country was into nepotism. You know, there's something funny. If you ever want to laugh, if you're finding for something to laugh at, if you're struggling to find something to laugh at, please make sure you go into Google and type in the NRA's 10-point program. You know, in 1984, Museveni friends and fighters came up with this document. Oh, see, this is why we are fighting the Obote regime. This is why we were fighting the Amini's regime. And they said, once we come to power, we promise you, these are the things we are intending to establish: democracy, unity, reconciliation, building a self-sustaining economy, ending impunity and lawlessness. It's a joke. And besides the talking points, you know, the NRA's 10-point program, one of the major talking points of Museveni is ethnicity and nepotism. One of the ideologies, you know, Africa was so much lost in the politics of who. Now, Banyankole, and we are not going to interact with the Baganda. Now, me and Banyankole, I might have my Obushaza. You know, you call it Kao, and then you have Obushaza and Mukwano gwange mijana ainama toche. He usually pretends like he doesn't know, like he knows how to pronounce every word. But he, when we were in school, there were people who used to pretend like they don't know how to speak their languages so that they could, I don't know, it is either utter delusion, stupidity or something. And Museveni does it in his, should I say it, in his age. Then you give me a matoche, then I give you obushaza. He goes on to do that. Like I usually tell you, if you really want to see that Museveni can actually communicate well without that fake stammering, you just watch him when he's attending some events in Europe or USA or Asia. He's fluent, he's cogent, he's cohesive. He's a wonderful communicator. But when he's speaking to Ugandans, like he wants to sleep. Enough with about Museveni. It just pisses me off that he demonizes and ridicules people. He disrespects people. Now, he appointed this lady, Engineer Joselynne Rwakakooko, has been appointed acting managing director of Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, replacing Paul Mwesigwa. Rwakakooko has been serving as UEDCL Chief Commercial and Operation. We need to read it there. And Operations Officer. This is Rwakakooko has been appointed. Now, I should say this. I am a Munyankole, 100%, born in Bushenyi. Both my parents are Banyankole. So don't be like, hey, Mordecai, Baganda. I'm not a Buganda. So what I'm going to say here is me against a very, very bad virus of nepotism and sectarianism and favoritism, okay? So Rwakakooko is replacing Mwesigwa. I won't be surprised if the deputy of Rwakakooko, though she's in the acting position, is Morisa. And the secretary in that office is Byaruhanga, and Byarugaba is the one who actually, who happens to book appointments and stuff like that. It is sad. And why am I making these comments? I am using the words of Martin Niemola as a foundation for my conversation today. In his poem, First They Came, he said, first they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I wasn't Jew. Then they came for socialists, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Then they came for trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. And then they came for me, and there was nobody who was there to speak for me. So if I normalize, if I feel okay that these people who are getting these positions are from my tribe, it is utter stupidity. Because if things changed, it would be other tribes against my tribe. Saying, see, when you were in power, this is how you treated us. So I'm using this as a platform, speaking to you today, in present day, and to the future. So that people know that when things change, for example, if you woke up and it's an Acholi who has power, a Langi, a Muganda, a Muteso, they do not do what Museveni has been doing or what Obote did. I mean, that they have a revised mindset, they have a better way, a civilized mindset of not looking people through the lenses of what's your tribe, how long is your nose, and how much broken English can you speak. If they believe that probably people from the north or south or whatever or west or central, they listen to what is your accent, then you deserve this job. Now, Museveni has been exposed. This wasn't the first time. Let me show you here. It was quote-tweeted by, actually I'll get back to that, but it was quote-tweeted by this guy. I'll show you here, ladies and gentlemen. It was quote-tweeted by Edris Chigund. I used to work with him on NBS. Amazing gentleman. He says, Joselynne Rwakakooko, who has been appointed acting managing director of UEDCL, is the daughter of Elly Rwakakooko, who served as Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority, URA, from 1997 to 2000. Elly is a cousin to the First Lady Janet Museveni Kataha, and Rwakakooko is replacing Mwesigwa So this gentleman was so quick to point out what he said, mwesigwa Rwakakooko tukwikiriza tutumusiime tubyabakama tukobusinje turukutana tunamanya tubari omunsi tukazora tutandeka atuheire. That is wrong. Ame munyankore. Yes, I am a munyankore. That is wrong. Uganda is diverse. We should be able to have equal representation. Ensure that we have equality and equity. We should be able to look at people through the lenses of meritocracy, not tribalism, not ethnicity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to seem like I am here because many of our Museveni stooges and sympathizers are going to look at me and be like, oh, we know you, Mordecai, you support Bobby Wine. Okay. We won't listen to you. I'm going to show you how Museveni has been this very bad nepotist. Is there a term like that? Nepotist? Let's create our own term. Someone who practices nepotism. Nepotist. So, and the reporting about Museveni's nepotism is going to be brought to you by none other than Andrew Mwenda. Okay. This is his magazine, The Independent. This was written in March 25th, 2009. Quite some years from now. And he named this article, Museveni government is family tree. He's going to tell you how many Museveni's people are in government. Are you ready for this revelation? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play you now. Yoweri Museveni as the president. Okay, in the political wing. General Caleb Akandwanaho, a.k.a. Salim Saleh. His President Museveni's young brother, Saleh, is a retired Bush war hero who still holds much influence in the military and security. Until last month, his cabinet reshuffle, he had been Minister of State for Microfinance. He is now Senior Presidential Advisor on Defense. Saleh, I want you to say, number one. Number two, Janet Kataha Museveni. Of course, you know that, First Lady and Minister of Education. And a bully. Because she's in that office as a bully, she doesn't have what it takes. But she's there because she's able to threaten people. Number three, Major Bright Ramirama, State Minister for Agriculture then, in charge of animal husbandry, also Member of Parliament for Isinjiro North. Ramirama is a cousin to Museveni, and although the two had bitter disagreements, especially after Museveni ordered his arrest in the early 90s on allegation of causing financial loss to the army. Of course, financial loss, they mean stealing from the army. Number four, Shadrach, you can call him Shadrach Izere, is Museveni's stepbrother. He's currently involved in youth mobilization at State House, although his docket is not very clear. Number five, Miriam Karugaba, a sister to the president. She's employed as administrator at State House. This, again, I remind you, this is Andrew Mwenda reporting, not me. Now, if you hate what I'm giving out, you should hate Andrew Mwenda. I doubt. That's what you call intellectual dishonesty. Let's go to another person here. Ameria Chambade. Then, she was the principal private secretary, PPS, to the president, granddaughter of Major Morari Kafreka, the former Air Force during Amin's regime. She's related to the president through Sam Kutesa. Her cousin, their mother are sisters. Albert Muganga marries Kutesa's daughter, and Ishta, who is sister to Charlotte Kutesa, the wife. Oh my God. Let's go to in the military. What was he reporting then? By then, Muhoozi was Lieutenant Colonel. Muhoozi Kainerugaba now is the commander of the defense forces, actually the chief of our defense forces. Then you have Colonel Katera, cousin to President Museveni and hails from Umbara district. He is currently the overall commander of the elite presidential guard brigade. Okay, Major Sabit Mujenyi. Then let's go. Sabit Mujenyi. Then we went to Katera. Then we went to another one here. He wrote about another one. His name is Lieutenant Alan Masiko. He was the counterintelligence officer at State House. He's a brother to Albert Muganga, Amelia Chamberlain's cousin, and also husband to Sam Kutesa's daughter Ishta. Let's go to the in-laws. Major General Jim Muhwezi. This Bush war hero and Rujumbura member of parliament is an in-law to the Musevenis. His wife Susan is a cousin to Janet Museveni and also acts as the Senga to Museveni's daughters. Muhwezi publicly fell out with Museveni. We won't go into that. Then we go to another one, Susan Muhwezi. Not only is she wife to powerful and rich Major General Muhwezi, she's the presidential assistant on the African Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA. We are not done, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Mwenda reporting. John Wycliffe Karazare, cousin to Museveni and Intunga Mod district chief by then. He has dominated that district since it was carved out of Bushenyi and in the early 90s, just as Karuhanga is a cousin to Museveni. You cannot believe these people. Then you go to Sam Kahamba Kutesa, currently Minister for Foreign Affairs. Kutesa is the father-in-law to President's son and in-law to President Museveni himself. His late wife, Jennifer, was a cousin to Janet Museveni. Jeez. What's going on here? Then we go to Brigadier Henry Tumukunde. I think he's now General. Until Tumukunde enjoyed the trappings of... let's go here to his relation to Museveni. He is married to Stella Tumukunde, a cousin to Janet Museveni. Elly Rwakakooko. Okay, we get to Elly Rwakakooko. He is a cousin to Janet Museveni. Rwakakooko was a one-time Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority, Managing Director of Uganda Commercial Bank, which was later sold to Stanbic Bank. He was also chairman of UCB. Now his daughter. He heads UEDCL. Moses Byarhanga is the all-powerful presidential assistant on political affairs. He's married to Janet Museveni's cousin. Byarhanga is not a mere presidential assistant, but a kingmaker in the regime. Oh my God. Hope Nyakiru, that is another person who was in the Museveni's government. They say here, Nyakiru is a cousin to Janet Museveni and is Under Secretary for Finance for Administration at State House. She is in charge of the money, and those who work in the State House say she wields more clout than the State House Comptroller, Richard Muhin. Even the State House Comptroller by then was Muhinda. But they say Nyakiru was this a clan at State House. Muhinda is talking to Muhinda wields more power than Nyakiru. Nyakiru was appointed by Kaguta. Kaguta married to Kataha. They have their son Muhozi. Their friend Jim Muhwezi. What are we doing here? Do we have only one tribe? I think they speak actually Runyankole. Actually, I won't be surprised if these people speak Runyankole at State House, which is sad. Because at one time, I saw Janet Museveni doing his that performative Barinka tuma mwijemu kwatere microphone. Bashama Morinkai. Remember when they had that event with Kaskus and others at the State House? Janet was speaking Runyankole. Like he was giving orders to SFC people to come and help. But she was speaking Runyankole. That tells you that probably 99 or 100% of SFC thugs at State House are Banyankole. Sad. Lastly, actually a few names before we stop there. There's Jolie Sabune. She was cousin to Janet Museveni and long-serving managing director of Cotton Development Authority. What? Then you have Natasha Museveni Kalujile, eldest daughter and is current presidential assistant in charge of household. She was presidential assistant in charge of household at State House. What does that even mean? Household at State House. Finding ways of how they can siphon all the national coffers. Then you have Joseph Ekwau, son of Museveni's sister Violet Kajubiri, presidential advisor on veterinary issues. Then we had Alice Kaboyo, who was then embroiled in, before getting herself embroiled in the Global Fund money scandal. She was presidential assistant in charge of youth in the presidential office. What? Richard Kabonero, elder brother to Bobu Kabonero, the Kampala Casino Honcho, cousin to Museveni. What? Then you had Jimmy Karugaba, husband to President's sister Miriam Karugaba, therefore Museveni's brother-in-law. Then you had Edwin Kalugire, Audrey Rwakakooko, Godfrey Kamuntu, Bobu Kabonero, Hannington Byaruhanga, Doni Nyakiru, Albert Muganga, Jovia Sare, Karen Kayonga. Look, am I trying to say that all these people don't have the merit or what it takes to serve in these positions? Far from it. Absolutely not. They might be ostensibly educated. They might have all it takes. But are they required? Are they supposed to be in State House and having all these positions? I mean, can they do other kind of jobs that are not related to government? Can they have podcasts like one Mordecai is having? Oh, they don't consider this to be a job. This is flapping of gums. Guilty as charged. I do a lot of that here. But this is really shameful. And if you're Munyankore, when you read that and it makes you happy, there's something wrong with you. Because it makes you think that there's something special about you and you're deserving of that position and other people do not, which is primitive and stupid. Museveni, we can do better than this. I'd prefer to have, I wish I had all the resources. I would hire like a team of Ugandans from different tribes. And look, the purpose here is not to have people from different tribes. The purpose is merit. But what they're doing is pretty much looking like the requirement they are looking at. Number one is, what is your tribe? Okay, okay. If you're a Musamia, go. Okay. I'm going to produce a special video about this. Special video. Make sure you stick around. I've just given you a tip of an iceberg. It's bigger than what you think. So I'm not surprised. I've seen this on social media, especially on X platform, and I'm like, okay, you guys, you're all really tensed over what you have seen. Rwakakooko, but beneath Rwakakooko are more Chomuhanji, Murisa, Bamujizi, Ba Sabiti, Ba Chomuhendo, Musinguzi, to mention but a few. And now, when I make this commentary, I'm not trying to say, hey, Banyankole are much better. These are Museveni relatives, like family and friends. Many of people in my tribe are suffering like other Ugandans. Kotido, Nakapiripirit, Amudat, Yumbe, Buyende, Busoga, or Buganda, or Teso, whatever. So look at Museveni as a man who practices nepotism only on his own people, family and friends. And these are the ones that have plundered our country. All right, let me know what you think. It is sad, and you should call it out, especially if you're Munyankole. Please, if you're Munyankole, let me know. Be like, hey, Mordecai, I will be here. Okay. Anyways, bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.